Welcome to this week's show. Inside this episode, we feature 3 separate topics and conditions. In segment 1, BRP Evinrude Outboards Regional Sales Director Luke Sweet joins me on an early summer muskie outing. After that, I'm crankbait and jerkbait fishing a tightly schooled group of bass over a clump of milfoil weeds on a cold, misty, overcast day. Finally, Rich Belanger from St. Croix joins me on a mid-August, still overcast afternoon and some super exciting topwater muskie fishing. It's all coming up, so stick around for the action.
Fishing with Joe Bucher is brought to you by Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen. Evinrude E-Tech G2, the outboard that changed everything. St. Croix, best rods on earth. Yeti, built for the wild. Joe Bucher Outdoors, still #1 in big game fishing products. And by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.
Hey folks, welcome to our Musky episode. I've got Luke Sweet from Evinrude. Great seeing you on the show. Yep. Regional Sales Director for Evinrude and also Regional Sales Director for Musky Temple. It's funny, Luke and I were out here on our first musky voyage together, and you've been a hunter and fisherman your whole life. You're just talking about elk hunting and all this other stuff. You're a big time outdoorsman, and you guys make fantastic products, and we're out here just having fun trying to catch a muskie. And we're raising a few, right?
We've raised probably a dozen fish already today, so.
It's been pretty good, but we kind of tweaked the retrieve a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, you talk about changing the tempo a little bit. Give it a little burst of speed, let it back down. Give it a little burst of speed. I tried that the second time, and we hooked up.
Folks,
and she came right up out of the water.
Oh, it was that. I'll tell you what, that was some fantastic. And wait till you see this, folks, the way this fish jumps. But it just goes to show you, you've seen it on my TV show many times where I've talked about do not get too rhythmic. Yeah. You know, whether you're working a jerkbait, whether you're working a topwater lure, whether you're working a spinner, do not get too rhythmic, because if you get too rhythmic, they follow. But
change it up a little.
Change it up a little bit. Look what happens. You know, so if that fish is coming on it, that's what gets him to go.
You guys are tuning me up. I'm practicing.
Oh, you're doing it, man. You're doing it. Yeah, fish?
Nope.
Fish, fish. We're in. Hey! Hey! Game on, game on, game on. The burst worked, Chris. The burst worked. Nice jump too, huh? What do you think, Chris? Luke's got a good fish on here. Oh, it's a battler, man. Watch that trolling motor now. Watch that trolling motor. Easy, Luke, easy with her. Oh, Luke.
There we go, come around.
This fish is hooked from here to tomorrow. You ready? You got it too low. I can't see her. Right here. We got her. Woo, baby.
Yeah, all right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what's funny about that? You and I've come close 3 times down this pass here.
Change the tempo.
Change the tempo. We're just talking about the bursting. Folks, we're just talking about the burst on the bucktail. Bursting the bait. I mean, what was that? 2 casts with the burst and boom.
Yeah.
I think I think that was a weed. No, that was a fish. Hey, baby. All right. You don't mind me pulling this fish out, do you?
No, please.
All right, let's get a hold of this baby here. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you know what's cool? These people from Evinrude actually can fish. How about that, Luke? What do you think? Oh, she's hooked great, Luke. She's just hooked great. You know what I'm going to do? Let me see here. I think I'm going to unhook her right in the net, and there we go. Thank you.
She did it herself.
She did it herself. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? I think Luke Sweet is a killer muskie guy. And now you know, Luke, now you know that the burst works.
First fish of the
burst
day.
works. You got her?
Change the tempo.
You got her, buddy? You got her? You sure? You got her? There you go, folks. Way to go, dude.
Hey, second cast, we changed it up a little bit, switched the tempo, bringing it back in. A little burst and bam.
Love it. We'll be right back.
She came up out of the water.
She came, oh, I thought that was the jump of the year. Doing it, man. You're doing it. Yeah, I just, fish? Fish, fish, we're in, hey!
The official music sponsor of all Fishing with Joe Bucher episodes is Yeti.
Actually caught a fish. I actually have a fish. I got a nice fish on. Oh, good fighting fish too. I don't know what it is, but boy, it's a good fighter. Cold water cranking, my friends. Cold water. Oh, he's staying down, whatever it is here. What is it? Nice largemouth. Water temperature barely cracking 50 degrees. Black bottom bay largemouths, classic pattern. In cold water, early spring. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Using my Frable cranking net here, crankbait net. I'm fishing with crankbaits. Put you back. And what we're fishing with here, my friends, lipless crankbait. Spots like this you can try spinner baits, jigs, swim jigs, crankbaits, spinner baits. What I've got here, I've written about this, I've talked about this, I've filmed it. The classic North Bay pattern. We're on the northern end of a lake. When you find, certain lakes have this, certain lakes don't. When you find, if you're looking for a good cold front early spring pattern for bass, one of the best things, this works for walleyes and pike, by the way, and crappies too, and bluegills. Get on the north end of a lake. You're gonna have primarily northerly wind flows. Get on the north side of the lake and find a dark bottom, weedy bay that's got some kind of a gravel or sand shoreline. This makes it even better because eventually the bass will probably slide in there to spawn as well as the crappies and the bass. And what you're gonna find is this dark bottom absorbs more heat, it's slightly warmer, holds all the bait fish, holds all of these bass in and panfish in a pre-spawn. They're like in a lockdown holding pattern when the water's in the high 40s, low 50s. And then you just bomb cast these spots with various lures until you find out what they like. And then you're gonna find schools of fish just kind of scattered on these spots. When nothing else produces, these spots produce early in the season. Funny, once in a blue moon that works. Little bow and arrow. Nope. There we go. Got snagged up on that spot. Did a little bow and arrow flip with my rod to try and get it unsnagged and caught a bass. So when I'm fishing along here, see, now I caught that first fish on a crankbait, switched tackle here, and that's what I was saying when I started. So, you know, you might catch these fish on crankbaits. Let me get off of here just a little bit. You might catch these fish on crankbaits. You might just catch one or two on a crankbait or spinnerbait and have to go after him with a jig, you know. You just don't know. In fact, I'm just going to unhook him right over the side here, underwater. Good looking fish, huh? No, no, no. There you go. Got a mixture of largemouth and smallmouth in here. What you're going to find out too is with most of these suspender jerkbaits is you get most of your strikes on the paws. One of the big ways to trigger these fish when you're fishing with this bait too is just to mix it up. Don't do anything rhythmic. If you get into too much rhythm, you'll get the fish just have a tendency to follow the bait, even bass. You learn that in the musky world. So are the bass right here? I just got to throw the right bait on them. Yep, that's what it was. I'm on them now. Yeah. Jerkbait fishing. Suspender jerkbait fishing. Cold water bass. Yeah. You got it. Not a floating minnow like we grew up fishing. A suspender. You can see it suspending in the water as I release the bass. So what we're fishing with here, bait casting gear. I've got one of St. Croix's new Bass X series rods, medium fast 6'6". I've got fluorocarbon. I've got 15-pound test fluorocarbon line on here. There's a whole bunch of different good suspending minnow baits out there. I mean, there's a bunch of them. And I'm fishing with bait casting gear. I've got one of Daiwa's Tatula reels here, the 5.5 to 1. And I like the little bit slower gear ratio in the cold water, fishing cold water here. But water's barely 50 degrees. And I tested this area out with a variety of different lures until I found the lure they really want. Now we're going to see if I can catch some more. Yep, there's another one, see? Okay, now I caught a fish on 3 different baits. 3 different baits, just testing. So the fish are here. So I caught a fish on a crankbait, a jig, and a suspending jerkbait. They all caught fish. There you go. What do you think of that, huh? See, black bottom bay, bass, and sometimes in cold weather, you just got to check out, test a bunch of different lures. One fish will usually tip you off that you're close. Then you got to try some other baits to see different categories of baits to see which one is the best for the day or the best for the time you're just that hour or so that you're out there. Sun's coming out, maybe the fish will pick up. We'll be right back.
This featured segment is brought to you by the Musky Shop.
Hey folks, welcome to our Musky segment. Rich Belanger, St. Croix.
Morning, Joe.
Best net man in the business. One of my, it's just.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're just killer, man. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. What a great partner you are. And you know, we're talking. You and I always are on field test trips, trying to bring great St. Croix products to all of our anglers. And in the musky world, we just tagged a big fish on a walking raider, surface bait, Zig-Zag bait. But Rich, tell the folks quickly what makes the best kind of bait for these glide baits, jerk baits. This is a surface glide bait, so to speak. Right?
It is, yeah. Very similar to your underwater raider as well. But to get the proper action on those baits, typically you're going to be working straight down, right?
Right.
Move, 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 move.
Yep.
So a longer rod's going to hurt you just slapping the water. So this particular model we kept at 7'6", all right? But it's got to have a ton of power, a ton of backbone. So this is the extra heavy power with the fast action, right? So you're going to get that top 18 is where you'll get your movement, and then it's going to shut right down. But you need that top 18 to have a little movement
Yes.
to make those baits work
Yes.
with that little twitch.
And
so
it
you don't
also-
have to do
yes.
it big.
It's also nice once you hook the fish.
Yeah.
Have a little bend in the rod.
It's a quick set and you drive them quick.
You know what's interesting, what I love about this rod too, the Elite in particular, folks, is that the 76 jerk and the jerk bait stick is extra heavy, is a great rod to begin with. But boy, when you go to the Elite series, the way you guys have got, this is like the ultimate jerk bait, Zig-Zag topwater bait ever made. And I don't know that you could ever improve
Well,
upon
that whole series.
it is great.
You know, we've shaved every gram of weight out of there that we could. The best components in the world on those blanks. I mean, it's like you said, it'll be hard to improve it. We'll try.
Man, it's
We're never going to stop trying.
It's a great stick, man. So you want a 76 extra heavy fast, 80-pound braid, piano wire leader. Make sure your hooks are real sharp. Bait casting, high-speed bait casting reel. This happens to be a Daiwa Alexa 400, and you can't beat this Elite 76 heavy, extra heavy fast on these big fish, man. Watch it in action.
There it is.
Come on up, Rich. Let's get her quick.
Where'd you go, birthday boy?
Birthday boy on a Walker Texas Ranger. I like that. Oh, Walker Texas Ranger, eh?
Time to get
That's
her
the
out.
kind of day you catch a fish on that kind of a bait.
Time to get him out.
I think we caught every fish we've ever caught on a walker on trip with you. It's always been on these midday,
Midday flat.
overcast flats.
No wind.
Yeah. Let that be a lesson to you, folks.
Sweet. Nice job.
Took the wind out of me.
Come on. There.
Come on up, Rich. Let's get her quick.
That's a pretty fish too.
It is a beautiful fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big male. We'll see you next week, folks.
Fishing with Joe Bucher is brought to you by Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen. Evinrude E-Tech G2, the outboard that changed everything. St. Croix, best rods on earth. Yeti, built for the wild. Joe Bucher Outdoors, still #1 in big game fishing products. And by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.